Welcome back to my channel. We are filming this video bright and early on a Monday morning. It is like 5 a.m. I don't remember the last time that I filmed this early, but I did want to get a look done with this new palette from Nomad Cosmetics. I didn't even realize Nomad was launching a palette until I got this one in the mail, and I was super excited. This is just such a beautiful palette. This is a winter pastel themed palette. It is the Chamonix Apres-Ski. Hopefully, I am not saying that wrong, but all of Nomad's palettes are launched or themed for different destinations. Rather, this is one of their bigger 18 pan palettes, and you guys, it is so beautiful. I love the way they have everything laid out, so it makes it easier to kind of put together a look, or you can mix and match. Today, we're going to focus on this section right here. Let me go ahead and give you guys some of the details about the palette first. Now, first of all, I do have a code. It is Tanilia Kim, my first name followed by the number 10. It will save you 10%. So if you are considering buying this palette through my recommendation, please consider using the code. I don't make a commission. It's just to save you guys money. And it's also a way for Nomad to keep track of how many people are actually using my code. Last year, they told me that only one person used my code. That does not mean that only one person bought the palette per my recommendation. It just means only one person used the code. So if you are considering buying the palette, consider using the code to save you money, and it's just, a way for Nomad to keep track. But back to the palette, like I said, is an 18 pan palette. Every palette comes with this little card. I am going to read some of the details, but I'm just going to kind of give you some basics. Like I said, this is a pastel palette. I did do swatches. I got to do swatches in the snow, which was very exciting. We had one day of snow on Saturday, and so I took advantage and went out and I did my swatches with the snow in the background. I think they came out pretty good. I will show you those in just a minute. But the palette is half and half. So there are 9 mattes and 9 shimmers. One thing I did notice when I did the swatches, these 3 shimmers down here in the bottom, the deeper shades, the base on the back behind them, it left like a little bit of staining. So like the first couple of days after I did the swatches, even after cleaning my arm, showering, all that, I still had like a little bit of staining on my arm from those 3 shimmers. And I don't think I've ever really had staining from a shimmer before, so that is just something to make note of. But let me go on ahead and read the card, and then I'll give you some more details about pricing, launch day, all that stuff, and then we will talk about, or rather put together a look. The new Chamonix Apres-Ski Intense Color Palette. Destination Apres-Ski in Chamonix. On a cool, crisp afternoon in the quintessential alpine village of Chamonix, friends flushed after a day on the slopes gathered to cheer the start of a much-loved tradition, Apres-Ski. In the shadow of Mont Blanc's peak comes sounds of clinking glasses, smells of delicious fondue, and sights of winter pastels streaming across the sky. As light begins to fade and the merriment goes on, the cheers grow louder and boots get on the tables, then the only question is last call or first chair. The palette, Winter Pastels, a palette decorated with vintage Apres-Ski scene, opens up to winter twilight hues seen high in the Alps in a spectrum of cool pastels from soft and subtle to deep and decadent. 9 wintry mattes, 6 twinkling shimmers, and 3 magical duochromes. With each palette, Nomad collaborates with a particular cause. In this case, it is the Inspire Mont Blanc Association that works for better air quality and the protection of the environment in the Mont Blanc region. Some details about launch day. The palette will launch Tuesday, January 16th around 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friends in PTSD, 9 p.m. PTSD on Monday night. Friends in Europe, 6 a.m. CET on Tuesday morning. Something else to make note of, the formula is infused with Sea Buckthorn Oil. I'm like reading the details on their Instagram. That's kind of help keep the skin smooth. The formula from Nomad is always cruelty free. They are PETA certified, vegan, clean formula. I'm looking for the pricing, but I'm not seeing it. I'm assuming that the pricing is going to be similar to those from the previous 18 pan palettes, which is around $40 USD. I will add that detail down into the description box once they add it to their Instagram, and I do get that detail. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into putting together a look. I've already primed my eyelids using my Locked Eye Primer from AOA Studio in Nude, and we're going to start off with this shade. Valet Blanchi is what I think that says. And then Haute Savoy. I am probably butchering these names. If I am, I greatly apologize. But we're going to start with this shade in the outer corner, and then we're going to blend into this one. I'm going to use my detail blending brush from Beauty Bay to blend in the deeper shade. I do appreciate the fact that even though this is a winter pastel palette, they do have the deeper shades that we can, add in just to add a little bit of dimension so it's not a full pastel palette. I always like to have a little bit of depth and dimension in my look. So we're just going to blend this on the outer corner, and wow, that is blending beautifully. The formula in here, as far as the mattes, this is one of the more popular formulas that Nomad has launched. They have launched like different formulas over the years. This is one of their more popular, and as you can see, it is blending like a dream. Now I'm going to go in with my detailed blending brush or crease brush from Real Techniques, and we're going to go into the crease just to kind of slowly blend everything out. I may take one of the lighter, more pastel shades to just kind of blend everything, but wow, that is looking so beautiful already. So pretty. Wow. I love a good wintry pastel shade. Something a little bit different. Usually you see a lot of bright blues, a lot of frosty shades. So to have something a little bit different, that is so pretty. I'm going to take this fluffy blending brush and we're just going to this one. I think it says Apres-Ski. And I'm just going to use that to kind of blend out the edges just a little bit before we lay down our shimmers. So just going to lightly soften the edges. So it's not like super harsh. That is so pretty. Very light, soft pastel pink. And with Valentine's Day being just around the corner, this is going to be perfect. Now let's move into our shimmers. I am going to lay down my NYX glitter primer first. That just kind of helps everything to pop. But I do want to make note that a lot of these shimmers, they're described as twinkling, which is what they are. They're more like toppers than they are, full-on pigmented shades. A lot of the lighter ones are like that. I do want to do one of the duochromes. I know this is a duochrome. I'm going to put that in the inner portion of my eye, and then I'm going to put this one like all over the lid. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay down my NYX glitter primer, and then that shade is Agua Lee du Midi. Lord, I know I am just butchering this, but we're going to lay this shade down first and then this one. I just really want like a twinkling on the eyelids. I'm going to take my flat brush, the same side that I laid down the NYX glitter primer, and we're going to go into this shade. I'm going to lay that on the lid. Just kind of like on this outer portion. So pretty. Very shiny, very wet looking. Slight little twinkle going on there. Now I'm going to take this flat brush from Revolution and we're going to go into that shade Les Alpes, and I'm going to lay that on this inner portion right here. I did notice when I did the swatches that this shade was very close to this one. At least it looked that way in the swatches. This one is a duochrome, so that means that the shade can shift a little bit on the eyelids depending on the light and the angle, but it is so pretty, and it was so gorgeous in the swatches. I'm going to go back in with just a little bit more of that first shade. Just want to deepen this area a little bit more and to blend the shimmer and the matte together. So pretty. Oh, these mattes are gorgeous. That is going to be it for the shadows. I am going to go off camera, throw on liner, mascara, or not mascara, lashes, lips, and then we'll come back and I'll give you my final first impression thoughts of this palette. We're back. Look is complete. For my wing, I went with my Slick Flick from Reluff of Revolution. This has become my favorite ink or like pen liner currently at the moment. For my waterline, I'm using one of ColourPop's cream gel liners in Fluffy. My lips are a combination of the Beauty Bay lip pencil in Heart and the ColourPop Luxe lipstick in 21 Questions. It's slightly warmer than I was originally going for, but I think it actually looks pretty good together. All right, now, also my lashes. These are the 3D Faux Mink lashes in Sideshow. All right, now for the palette. And I will be doing a couple more looks. One of the things that some of you guys were saying when I asked what kind of videos you would like to see from me going to the future, you said that you would like to see more looks done with my palettes. I will be doing a couple more looks with this. Hopefully, I will have it up sometime during the week. It may not go up until the weekend. It just depends, but I do want to play with this palette some more in videos. You guys, the formula is so beautiful. The matte formula, smooth, buttery, silky, went on like a dream. Didn't really have any issues with blending, which we all love. The shimmers, twinkling, sparkling, This one in the middle, the duochrome, it's such a pretty shade. I am very, very excited about this palette. I know I'm going to be able to do a lot with this palette. And like I said, I will be doing a couple of more looks. Hopefully the palette will be up during the week. If not, it will be up on the weekend. Don't forget my code. It is Tanelia10, my first name followed by the number 10. It will save you 10%. I don't make a commission on it. It's just one to save you some money and also so Nomad can keep track of, who purchases their products based on my recommendation. But that is going to be it for this video. If you found it helpful, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Really does help with getting my videos into recommendations. If you're new to my channel, you have not already subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining my little family and hitting subscribe. Make sure you tap the bell so you miss a thing. And you can follow me on my other socials. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.